What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Hope you guys are doing well. Ton of natural light flooding in the room today. I'm recording this around lunchtime. I never record in the middle of the day, so we have a little bit of extra glare that we'll be dealing with, but it shouldn't affect the video, just too bad. Don't have a ton of physical releases to show in this, so I think the light may not be so bad. It'll work good showing the merch and everything else. The video I'm doing today, I'm showing some stuff that I've picked up at a couple of concerts over the past couple of weeks. I meant to do this video earlier in the week, but one of the shows I went to on Monday, I worked all day Monday, then after work drove to Memphis, went to a concert, then drove back home, slept for a couple hours, and then went to work Tuesday, and it just kind of whooped me for the whole week. I'm getting old. I can't hang like I used to, so I've just been tired and dragging all week long. I finally slept in. I never sleep in, and I slept in this morning. I'm charged up a little bit, raring to go, and I'll show you guys what I picked up at the couple of shows that I went to. Very different styles at the two shows. They were like polar opposites of each other, but that's kind of my taste. I have just eclectic taste. I like any kind of extreme music, most any kind of extreme music or metal, and I'll just showcase some of the stuff that I went and saw over the past couple of weeks. The first show that I went to was 2 weeks ago tomorrow, so two weeks ago Sunday, and it was a brutal death metal show. It was a slamming, kind of slamming brutal death metal / deathcore show. There was a local band called Discogs that opened that show, and they were more of a thrash and roll, but they were really good. It was my first time seeing them, and I've been seeing a lot of Memphis local bands from the shows that I've been going to. It was the first time seeing Discard, and I was pretty impressed with their set. Hopefully I will get to see them and hear some more of their material in the future. The two touring bands that were on the bill for that night were two bands out of Orlando, Florida. The first one was a band called Demonfuck, and the other band was called Panda. If you're into brutal death metal, brutal deathcore, slam, you might be familiar at least with Panda, but you probably know both bands. As I was saying earlier, I'm getting older. My knees are shot. I felt like probably the oldest person there at that concert. And at the venue that I was at, they have this couch that just lines one side of the venue. And a lot of times now when I go to concerts there, I end up sitting on that couch you have a clear view of the stage and everything. So I find myself there quite often. And it was kind of funny because there were so many younger people there, and I was just kind of posted up on the couch with my stuff that I bought watching the show. But I had a good time sitting on the couch like an old fart and enjoying the show. And I told you about the couch because I have something funny to say about the band Demonfuck while they were playing. I did pick up a shirt from the band. They didn't have any physical releases. I do believe they have either an EP or an album coming out towards the end of this month. I am looking forward to hearing it because I wasn't really familiar with this band going into the show, and I was very impressed with their set. I loved the artwork on this shirt. I absolutely loved it. When I saw this hanging up on their little merch area, I knew that I wanted it. They had some that were the kind of edgy, where it said Demonfuck in a font that you could read. And when you hear a band name like that, you generally don't expect, I personally don't expect a whole lot out of them because it's something that looks like it's just made to be edgy. Some of the song titles were like I Roofied Myself and Anal Del Rey. And I mean, it makes me giggle. And I did enjoy the music when I had listened to it before the show. I kind of listened and tried to familiarize myself with it a little bit before the show. And I mean, I did find it enjoyable, but I just, for me, it was like the headlining band, Panda, was the one that I was really there to see. And I was really surprised with Demonfuck. They put on a stellar show. Their stage presence was awesome. Their music was enjoyable, and they sounded great live. I found them super impressive. And I said I was sitting on that couch, and while I was sitting on that couch, I'm going to take you guys all the way back probably to around 2007 or 2008. I went to a concert in St. Louis, and you guys know the band Whitechapel. They were opening for somebody. I believe it was Trivium. It doesn't matter. But Whitechapel had one of the heaviest bass tones and vibrations, and It's so hard to explain, but I was sitting up against a wall at that venue in St. Louis, and it felt like the wall was massaging my back just because Whitechapel was hitting so hard. And that was way back, probably close to 15 years ago, if not longer. And I haven't had that experience. Someone hit like their music hit that hard and just do that to me since that show. And I was sitting on that couch, and this couch kind of has like a vinyl covering on it. And while Demonfuck was playing, that they were just hitting so hard that couch was kind of tickling and like vibrating and tickling my insides. So while I do not feel like I was actually demon fucked, I might have been demon fondled at that show. So moving on, the headliner Trash Panda. Love these guys. More slamming brutal death metal / deathcore out of Orlando. Put on a killer show. I got some stickers. I'm actually filling up a new desk with stickers, so these will definitely come in handy. They actually gave me 4 of these, but one of them went to work and has been stuck on something at work, and I'm waiting for somebody to notice there. But I got 3 of those, and then I have a sticker of the new full length, and I will show the actual full length here in a second. They actually had their EP available on CD there as well. I was surprised that they had this one. I was only expecting them to have the new album, so I was stoked that they had their EP as well. This one is entitled Valley of Junk. If you're not familiar with Trash Panda, they are about, I mean, as their name would suggest, they are all about raccoons. All of their albums and tracks and everything revolve around raccoons, and all of their songs are based upon raccoons. And there's some brutal, nasty stuff going on these tracks, and it's all based on raccoons. So that's pretty awesome. I picked up the full length Pawns of the Putrid God. This was released on Brutal Mind Indonesia, and I can't remember. I can't read the font of the other label. It was kind of a dual label release. I love a lot of the stuff from Brutal Mind. So anytime if you're into heavy like slam and brutal death metal, and you see that Brutal Mind Indonesia logo on the back, you know you're probably in for something quality on that, and this is no different. Killer stuff. I was actually listening to this a little bit earlier this morning. I listened to it. I kind of wore myself out going to the show, listening to it online, but I did listen to the physical copy a little bit earlier today, and it's just stellar. I mean, just some heavy breakdowns going on this, and it's super enjoyable. I also picked up a Trash Panda t-shirt. It has the name of the tour that Demonfuck and Trash Panda were on was the Super Slam Brothers tour. So they have the kind of play with the Mario Super Smash Brothers thing going on there. But I really like that shirt. So killer show there. And then this past Monday, as I was saying, I went to another show, and I went and saw Cro-Mags, Ringworm, which I absolutely love Ringworm. I was super excited to see them. Cro-Mags is classic. A band called No Mas, and Brat. And there was a local band called Cease and Desist. Was actually my first time seeing that local band as well. They were kind of punky, thrashy, but they were really good. I was very impressed with them. I think that band is really going to be going places, and I'm looking forward to see where they go moving forward. My voice is a little shot. I do apologize for that. As I said, I've been exhausted all week. The stuff that I actually picked up at the show, first thing I picked up was from the band Brat. I picked up a cassette. It's got 2 of their EPs on it. It has I Mean Is What We Aim For and Grime Boss, the 2 EPs on this kind of yellow cassette. And it was pretty awesome that they actually put the Bandcamp download codes there on the back of the cassette. So when you bought the cassette from them, you actually got the cassette and both digital copies with that. They're kind of a grindcore, power violence. The singer for this band, she has some pipes on her, and you wouldn't expect it. She's this beautiful, short, blonde-headed, just gorgeous woman, and she has some of these like unearthly growls that come out of her. They put on a very fun stage show. It was the first band that I've really seen that I can remember incorporate like poppy songs and then kick their songs in after the pop song starts playing. You know how like a lot of bands like say Mortician have horror movie clips and stuff leading into songs. They don't do it on their actual releases, but live you have the. I know at one point they did the song, I believe it's called Toxic by Britney Spears, and then like the drummer kicked in with the drum beats along with the Britney Spears, and they just used that to go into their own song, and they did that between every song, and it was pretty enjoyable. They did different songs that they kind of bled their music into. Very fun stage show, very, very good live band. So that's another one of those bands I see blowing up sometime in the near future. I think they're just gonna be super popular just because of their stage presence, their just everything going on there. I think that's just one that's a lot of people are going to be familiar with that aren't necessarily familiar with them right now. Next up, the biggest surprise for me, I'd heard this band, but I haven't really dug too deep into them, and I absolutely fell in love with them at this show. They were absolutely phenomenal. They're kind of grindcore, kind of death grind stuff. We have Nomos out of, I believe they're out of Washington D.C. and I picked up their debut full length. This one is entitled "Consume, Deny, Repent." This was released last year on Closed Casket Activities. A lot of stuff that comes out of Closed Casket is quality material, so you know if that's the label putting it out, it's already really good. I really love this, and they hit so hard on their stage show. It was super enjoyable. I went to this show because I wanted to see Ringworm and No Mas. Man, they rivaled sounding as good as Ringworm to me. I also picked up a shirt from No Mas. You can see the fires, some hellfires looking like it's going on there. Something like I can't tell what's burning. It almost looks like a pilgrim or a priest or something burning. I can't tell. Maybe they're praying and burning. And then it has the Closed Casket Activities logo there on the back. So they were super impressive live, and I was glad to be. I'd already heard of them, but I'm glad that concert kind of gazed my attention their way, and I'm looking forward to following them going forward now. And then the band that I really just I wanted to see this band live for quite some time, so I'm glad that I finally got to do so. This is Ringworm out of Ohio. Love Ringworm. They are probably one of the darkest, most aggressive kind of thrashy metalcore bands you're ever going to see. They're sleazy. I don't know what it is about Ringworm, but I love this band. I've always loved them. Hammer of the Witch. That's just my jam, and I've been listening to it all week just because I was still kind of on that high from this show, so I had to pick up a Ringworm shirt, and definitely glad to have that. And then the band that doesn't need an introduction. I mean, these guys are legends. We have Cro-Mags. I had to pick up a Cro-Mags shirt. This is the Age of Quarrel shirt. I like Cro-Mags. I'm not super informative or into the band. The album that I love from the Cro-Mags is the album that most people don't really like that much, and that's the Near Death Experience album. That one is more of their thrashy stuff as opposed to the straight hardcore and crossover stuff, but there was so much flannel. I felt like I was lost in a sea of flannel and camouflage at that show. But I stuck through it. I didn't make it entirely through the Cro-Mags set because as I said earlier, I'm old. I was exhausted. But what I saw several songs, and they were all. I mean, Cro-Mags. They've been doing it so long that they're just kind of legends. I don't know what else to say about them, but I found the show to be super enjoyable. I was going to wait and do the merch haul video later because there's a show, I think the 27th, that I wanted to go to, but I'm broke. I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing that one or not. I've been spending a lot of money this month, and Yeah, so we may do that one. If I do go to that show, I'll just do a separate video for that. I still have tons of stuff I want to show. Hopefully, I'll get caught up, get some rest, and knock out some videos this week. I have still 2 grab bags that I need to show. I have a at Iron Dyke Black Mass order that's just been sitting here waiting for me to show. I think I'm going to bring 4 Second Fridays back this coming Friday because I have 4 Morgue Records albums or releases that I want to show you guys as well, plus some other things. So hopefully I will get my act together for Metal Month and get this stuff hammered out. But I will definitely be back tomorrow with the CD collection, and we'll keep that going for sure. That's all I've got for today. Stay classy, stay metal, and I will see you guys very soon. I promise.